Hi, this is a man in the mirror, formerly known as BrightAdvocate. The user GunnLPercher posted a video a while back called 10 Questions Every Atheist Must Answer, and I responded in a 3-part video under the username BrightAdvocate. Those videos are all linked in the description of this video. In the comment section of my response, he and I engaged in a long discussion that had a variety of separate points. As can happen when the posts are limited to 500 characters, more questions than answers get posted simply because questions tend to be shorter. It was never my intention to skip over anything, and I tried my hardest to address each point, as I'm sure he did as well. However, for the sake of ease and consolidation, I'm suggesting a brief return to the video format just to address questions that we may have accidentally glossed over. So this video will address those points that I wish GunnLPercher to answer, and I hope he'll respond in kind by making a video detailing the points he'd like me to address. So I would say that our discussion had 3 sort of separate categories, and if you disagree, if you think that it should be divided differently, please let me know. We can talk about that. But for the ease of this video, just so we don't get confused, I wanted to suggest that we divide into 3 categories. 1, whether our positions make sense scientifically. 2, whether our positions make sense logically. And 3, whether our positions are morally defensible. And these are 3 sort of separate questions that we should try not to get intertwined, I think. And if you have a separate suggestion, that's fine. But in this video, I'll try to delineate it into 1 or 2 of those categories. So here's my list of questions or points. First has to do with both logic and science. Time is one of many dimensions in our universe. It's often labeled the 4th. There are known to be other dimensions past time that don't exist within the purview of time. What does it mean to you for these dimensions to exist outside of time? How could these dimensions have a beginning, since beginning refers to a time-related event, since they have nothing to do with time at all? Second has to do with science. The scientific method is often said to be built on 2 pillars, parsimony and falsifiability. An observation must account for as much of the data as possible while making as few assumptions as possible, that's parsimony, and there must be a specific piece of data that, if it were found, would invalidate the hypothesis, that's falsifiability. Without these, an observation or hypothesis isn't really meaningful. It doesn't help us achieve any understanding at all of the topic. It doesn't help us achieve an intersubjective, objective understanding of what a thing is or how it works. So, scientifically speaking, does intelligent design meet these criteria? If so, how? I hope that you could please give special attention to falsifiability. In fact, what could we find as a scientific community that would prove you wrong? Every hypothesis has to have this. Third, science. You said that God can intervene in evolution in countless ways. Could you give some examples? Fourth, logic and science. How do you define supernatural intervention? Is this an objective definition? Fifth, science. Microevolution is the same as macroevolution. The only difference is the timescale. Please respond. 6. Science and morals. I posit that animals behave in a way that benefits either A, their genes, or B, the genes of whatever is manipulating them behaviorally. Please cite an example in which this is not the case. 7. Science. Is there any demonstrable evidence of a soul or eternal life, or are these to be taken on faith? 8. Science. I have stated that prebiotic chemicals have been found capable of replication. I have cited my source. Please respond. 9. Science. You mentioned creatures that experience long-lasting, non-advantageous mutations. Could you cite an example, please? And finally, 10. Morality. I cited chapter and verse as you requested for God ordering the slaughter of innocents, and ordering the killing of people for minor transgressions. I also cited chapter and verse demonstrating that Jesus fully endorsed these laws. What is your reason for not obeying them? If your reason comes from Jesus, how do you reconcile his contradictory statements? That's all for this video. I hope to have a response from you. It'd be great to talk with you about this some more. Peace.